the limited quantities of water present in the air, as a mere 1% at most of the Earth's atmosphere is water vapor, the amount of water extracted from the air is quite minimal. Favorable environmental and climatic conditions increase the amount of water once introduced from the air. Plant vending. A member of the Foggy Swamp tribe, who illustrated the talented water vendors can manipulate plant life. Plant vending has enabled members of the swamp to control every form of plant life from the highly water-saturated flying wolf found within the swampland to seaweed from the ocean floor. They can even rapidly compress and replace the plant mass of the plant if they bend, since the cell tissues of the plant are more versatile than the cell tissues of an animal, also explaining why blood vending could originally only be achieved on the night of full moon, all by bending the ample amounts of water within them just as they can with watery mud. Going further, a skilled water vendor is able to separate and completely extract the water from plants for more effective utilization, just as they are able to separate the water from mud, sand, and even polluted river systems. In the case of plants, this process will leave behind the withered remains of all the affected plant life, or even making them collapse in the case of large trees. The degree of skill in manipulating plant life depends on the experience of the vendor and whether or not a full moon is present. Katara and Tama extracted the water from large trees with relatively no difficulty during their battle under the full moon. Simpler and smaller forms of plant life, such as grass, flowers, and seaweed, can be bent with relative ease, with or without effort. Solution. It has been shown that water vendors can manipulate any mass of liquid consisting of some water. For example, Katara bent the contents of the Abbey's perfume bottle. She used water venting to stir and ladle stew into bowls, to spill ink out of a bowl, and to bend the water inside the as well. Katara halted the flow of the slurry on the back of the grill to prevent Ty Lee from following her, and with Toss Aid, they were able to push the slurry back into the grill. Katara was seen bending mud when she and Toph ended up fighting when they were supposed to be training Aang, and she bent soup right into Appa's mouth from a pot. Katara then teamed to make a Fire Nation official leave the room so that she and Zuko could search through the files without the current location of Southern Raiders. Aang thought of using blue bending to defeat Ozai, suggesting that a water vendor could bend blue. Spirit bending. A variation of the healing technique with the addition of spiritual knowledge. By encircling spirits or even projecting human souls into the spirit world of water, one is able to induce a change between the positive and negative energy, creating balance or imbalance within the target. Steam manipulation. A technique that allows water vendors to manipulate steam and can also be used to manipulate fog. It can be used to freeze people or objects or to create cover. Katara made good use of the technique when she created a thick cloud of steam to conceal a ship from the enemy, and when she surrounded herself in a fog to create an eerie atmosphere while pretending to be a river spirit. Korra also made use of this technique while infiltrating the Mons Rally, using steam from nearby pipes to provide cover for Mako. Water run. This is a technique in which water vendors run on water at high speed, in addition to riding on foreign objects with the same purpose. This technique was first used during Team Avatar's crossing of the Serpent's Path, when Katara formed a night surfboard and increased her speed in order to effectively freeze the Serpent's midsection without being hit. She used it a second time to cross the lake to John Cleese. Aang used this in his fight against Ozai to flee from Ozai's attack after being knocked off a cliff. During their fight with Korra, Desna and Nesca encased their feet with ice to allow them to slide across the water. Korra also used this technique to ride a wave across the water when she was trying to stop 2 keys with a small fishing net. Earthbending. Earthbending originates in the Earth Kingdom, and the first Earthbenders were Vandermold. It demands a special connection with the Earth that is achievable with neutral Jing, listening, though seemingly doing nothing, and waiting for the right moment to strike. Like waterbenders, Earthbenders gain an advantage or disadvantage in battle based on the amount of Earth around them, though the conditions are not as extreme. Because of their element stability and their stress on neutral Jing, Earthbenders stand their ground, absorbing or intercepting attacks until they completely overwhelm their opponent. Unlike the other bending arts, Earthbending's strength equally lies in both offense and defense. Earthbending is in stark contrast to airbending, as airbending's emphasis is on evasion and mobility, while Earthbending's emphasis is on fortitude and strength. During the era of Ra, the power of Earth was temporarily bestowed on the inhabitants of the city atop a giant lion turtle while they left the village to hunt for food. After the inhabitants permanently left the terrible lion turtle, humans first marking arcs of these creatures so that they could meet within the mountain that divided them. To ensure no one could ever find them, they used their new abilities to create a labyrinth of tunnels inside the mountain, which only they could navigate. One day, after many meetings and a series of passageways, the man did not come to see his lover, as he had died, a casualty of the village's quarrel. His lover showcased a devastating display of her revenge abilities, and ultimately proclaimed that she was over. The villagers subsequently collaborated to construct a city, Lamashu, in their honor. The pathways they made by earthbending became known as the City of Two Lovers. Earth and stone levitation. The most common attack involves levitating nearby pieces of earth and stone of numerous sizes. More powerful vendors can use larger masses, and propelling them at foes with punching a kick. Earthborn. Earthbenders can bring up blocks of earth and launch them at their enemies. The Dainu used this technique against King Avatar during the Day of Black Sun. Earth Column. A more powerful version